Hey everybody, Nerd Transformed here again, and today I'm reviewing the Transformers Combiner Wars Deluxe Class First Aid. And you can see First Aid, of course, is an ambulance, and he's a very nice looking ambulance actually. He's got a very stylized look with the edges going up and the sharp angles, and very interesting look for an ambulance, but it is a very nice looking ambulance. It is a remold of Off-Road, of Combiner Wars Off-Road, who was a truck. And you can see there is a heavy remold back here where they completely filled in the truck part and kind of give it a full back. Because normally the truck would have stopped about here where the arms are, but you can see it's actually completely filled in back here, making a nice solid looking ambulance. And it does look pretty good. I have noticed each of the Protectobots do have some kind of tampo on the side. Like there's a SWAT thing for Rook, there's a police for Streetwise, and here we have Rescue. And yeah. You see it pretty clearly. He does have a line going through to kind of break up the red. He does have emergency right there. Also has a lot of nice blue paint. So all the windows are actually painted in, except for the back windows, but I'm not sure if those are windows or just doors. But you can see all 8 windows along the sides and front are painted in, which is pretty nice, even putting little separations for the windows right there. So they actually left those parts unpainted to kind of separate out the windows, which is pretty nice. It's very well painted, especially since all this right here is also paint. Yeah, this is all white plastic, so this is all paint right here. And you even get a little bit of red paint on the top. And some silver for the grill. Honestly, the one thing I would complain about is I wish the headlights were painted. I wish the back here was painted a little bit. But considering how much paint we did get on the truck, on the ambulance here, I'm not really going to be too mad about it. We do get unpainted wheels as well, unfortunately. But like I said, with how much paint we did get, I'm not really too mad. For size comparison, here he is next to Little Groove, and here he is next to Voyager Hotspot. So you can see he is your basic deluxe size. If you line him up with Hotspot, you see just how small he is. So let's get those two out of the way. He does have some accessories. He comes with an axe, which seems appropriate for a medical officer in case he might need to break down a door or something to go save somebody. And you can peg it in here, or even back here, I guess. I mean, you could peg it in there. What I prefer to do is peg on this side, because now the back handle kind of looks like an extra tailpipe. Which is pretty nice. Also, yeah, you can see his feet right there, but besides that, he doesn't really have any robot kibble, except for these back feet just kind of hanging down here. And even then, they don't look like feet, they're just stuff hanging down. But yeah, you don't really see kibble, unless you look under, and then, yeah, whole robot right there. His other accessory is this, which are also some more of quadruple tailpipes, which I guess you could also use for a smoke screen, or you could use it for an extinguisher. You know, these weapons are fairly fitting for the character. What's supposed to do though is there was supposed to be a tab hole molded in between the middle fingers here. If you watch my off-road review, you can actually see those tab holes on that. And what it's supposed to do is allow it to have like a similar gimmick. With Off-Road, it was kind of planted here to where it looks like it was part, making the truck entire back look like a giant engine. Here it was supposed to tab on top to where you could give it the engine and still give it like some kind of weaponry, I guess. But it's missing the tab holes for some reason. I mean, to give you an idea, it would sit like about like this, and then just kind of fold the thumb back, you know, like that. Just to give you a general idea of how it should look, except to be a bit further up here. But the tab hole's just not there, you see. I don't know why mine was not molded. I know there was versions that were molded. This isn't like a all figures thing. This is like half of them got the molding, half of them didn't. I'm not sure why. So what I do instead is fold it up and peg it to the back there, and you can give them the quadruple tailpipe. Yeah, it sticks out like a mile, but it gives you a place to store it without looking weird. Or you could just store it to this side, like so. I personally don't like this look. I don't like having it sticking out like that. If it's going to be sticking out, it'd be back here where it at least makes more sense. But you do you. Hopefully you got one of the ones that has the tab hole. I'm just unfortunate. So, the transformation is the same as Off-Road. To start, you're going to take this and just peel that back. Go ahead and grab... Actually, don't go ahead and grab the head, because we're going to transform this into his leg mode. So you're actually going to fold it down right there, and it'll actually slide into there and just stay there. Next, you're going to you have to take the arms, pop them apart, bring this down, so that way you can go ahead and flip this mechanism around from the connector. Put the legs back in, pop the arms back together, and then just take the little smoke screen thing here, pop to the bottom, and there you have a leg. And I do like this because my main problem with off-road in the truck mold was that he had a weird dent in his leg because it would stop here, then go here, and then would go down here. Now with this filled in, it actually makes a much more solid looking leg. Sure, you still have this part sticking out, but at least you can see that's just a kneecap. With it like this, I actually prefer this a lot more as a leg. And it looks very nice too. But yeah, it is basically just the ambulance with the connector bit sticking out the top. But it does look a lot better than off-road did. To get him to his arm mode, go ahead and take the connector, flip it like so. You have to get this out of the way for a moment so you can go ahead and pull out the arms. They will unclip. You have to do the arms first before the legs in order for them to come down. So go ahead and take the arms, fold them up like that, bring down the legs, bring them out of the double hinge, and they will tab in to the legs. I'll show you that like that. Go ahead and bring them back together. Twist it like this so that way the top of the ambulance is facing forward. And the official transformation for the arms, I believe, is like so. They're supposed to leave this folded slid back into there, and then just simply point the arms backwards to kind of fill in that little hole there. Doesn't really fill it in, but it does cover it up, and that's the official arm transformation. And I do, once again, the molding really helps with this figure, the extra molding on the top here, because it gives him a very thick, very powerful arm. Let me show you that with the hand. It gives him a very strong looking arm. Like, it almost gives Defensor a muscular arm here, and it does look very nice. Sure, there's slots right in here, but, I mean, like, it looks like it's gonna hurt if you punch somebody with that arm. Or, you know, slammed against them like that. And yeah, my knee joints are a little loose. Personally, I don't like how this looks up here because it just looks broken up. So what I personally prefer to do is actually take it like that, having it stick like a shoulder blade, and fold up the arm like this, using the normal elbows. And it is kind of the same thing, but at least with the rescue kind of going forward like this, it makes it look a little more solid to me. And I like having the shoulder blade kind of thing going on. I mean, it's personal preference, you do you, but... Oh yeah, while we're here, you can go ahead and see there's some detail actually under the arm there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's the arm mode, and it's a pretty nice little arm mode. Let's give him the robot mode. To give him the robot mode from here, it's pretty simple. Just flip it back this way, split what was the Defensor arm into his legs, flip the connector back up, go ahead and turn his little noggin around, bring the arms down, and then this basically just stays slotted in here in all three of those modes. The only time it doesn't do that is in his ambulance mode. But there we have first aid in his awesome little robot mode. To go ahead and get comparisons out of the way, here he is next to Hotspot. You can see quite a bit taller. And here he is next to Groove, who's quite a bit shorter. So yeah, he's your usual deluxe size right in between the two other classes. And looking at first aid himself, I like him a lot more than I liked off-road. Not just the remolding the legs that help his other modes look a lot more solid, but it just, I don't know, the color scheme here works better, the body shape works better for me as like a medical officer rather than a warrior. I don't know, something about it just kind of gives me this impression of like an armored medical officer dodging attacks as he's trying to go out there and help his buddies, you know? Something about it just works for me like that. And that, and I'm a fanboy for Transformer medical officers for some reason. Ratchet is one of my favorite Autobots, so First Aid comes really close for me, and I really like his look. I do wish he had some more paint, though. I wish some paint went to the arms, and I do wish the legs, especially with this detail going down right here, I wish some blue or some silver had been added to that. But besides that, he's actually pretty nice looking. Maybe a little bit along the bottom here, too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch your crotch plate. Calm down. As far as his accessories go, you do get this, of course, that you can use as I mentioned, as like a smoke weapon, or maybe a fire extinguisher can come out, or you can use it for a lot of things. You could also do the same thing that all of them can do, where you can flip it around, use it as a shield, you know, all the usual stuff. And you can take his axe, put it in his hand. There is a peg on the side of the axe, so you can hold it as a gun, I guess, but it looks really stupid. It looks like you're just holding an axe sideways, so I just give it to him as an axe. And something about this really works for me. It looks like he's ready to like break down a door to go save somebody, or maybe just get bash a Decepticon out of his way as he runs through the war zone. Oh, it's really cool. I also forgot to mention the details on the axe. It does have a weird bend to it, but I do like the silver on it, on the edge there. And you do get like this engine detailing on it. That's pretty nice. You do get like piping detailing on this too, which is pretty cool. It does have a lot of nice little details. You can actually see some little bit of circuitry details in there that's painted silver. You do get some silver in the chest plates that kind of emulate windows forming his chest. Get a little bit of blue on the tips there. To kind of make it look like, his headlights or his rear lights. Once again, it does have some nice details in the legs. I just wish the paint helped pop that out a little more. Nothing really special on the insides of the legs, but as mentioned, under his arm he does have some pretty neat details. Which I always appreciate having these special details. I just wish it wasn't so hollow in there. But from the front, he looks perfectly fine. And once again, this is all paint. I might complain about the paint a little bit, but this entire chest piece, except for this middle connector piece, but all this right here, that's all paint. That is all completely painted that nice bright red. Because like I mentioned, if you look on the inside, it's white. So red with some silver detailing. That is a lot of nice paint for this little figure, especially since he already had a good chunk of it in vehicle mode. And some of it is still usable in the robot mode since they do form his arms and his shoulder blades. And the head is pretty nice too. You do get some nice crest detailing on the top of the head with a nice silver mouth plate and then a blue visor. Just enough detailing to make it look interesting without giving him an actual face, I guess. You can actually deploy the shoulder blades if you want, but you have to get the back kibble out of the way. But you can actually have him have like a Mega Man X style shoulder blades if you so wish. Which works for me. I always like to see shoulder blades on figures, especially on robots. I'm not sure why, but shoulder blades always look really cool. Maybe it's just my obsession with Dragon Ball Z. Who knows? I also wish this kibble that stick out past his hand. I wish it would flip around or something, or go under the arm maybe. But small complaints. As far as articulation goes, his head is on a ball joint. You can't really use the ball joint itself to look up or anything, as he has this kind of corner thing going on. So unfortunately, he can only look slightly up and down, but he can look all the way around perfectly fine. You do get a ball joint at the shoulder, and you do have to work with the kibble in the shoulders and the back, but you can't get his arm going outward. You do get a swivel. You do get this whole ratcheted elbow thing, and it's not wearing away like the other figures are. So I don't know if they just used a bare plastic or what. You do get a waist swivel, of course, that can also be used as the arm swivel in his defensor mode. You do get some ball jointed hips, and they can only go out that far due to the spike at the top of them, but decent amount of range. You do get a swivel, and you do get a knee joint. So he's got enough to work as like a medical officer. You can even get him in like with how wide his legs are, you can even get him in like a running pose, if you so wish. Could also do one of these high flying kicks. I'm not sure. I really try it. Let's see if you can do it. Come on, work with me, first aid. And I don't think he can do it even with his wide. No, there we go. You can do like a super wide kick if you so wish. You can have him do some karate poses. And all you need is a set to confirm the kick. There. Now you can get him like kind of kicking or more like flails. More like he slipped on a banana peel. But you can do those kind of crazy poses if you wish. Yeah, let's give him his axe. Make him look threatening. Ah. So yeah, that's first aid. Decent paint. I do wish there was like just a touch more, especially on the legs and the rear lights, but he's got enough to get by. More than enough to get by, actually. Good vehicle mode. The remolding really helps with his look in all of his other modes. His robot mode's really well painted, looks pretty nice, and it really works for like a armored medical officer in the middle of a war zone. And I just really think he looks good. He's probably my favorite Deluxe out of all of them. Well, either him or Rook. The figures really just get better from here. I kind of started from like worst to best here. So yeah, if you like ambulance transformers, you like medical transformers, or if you just want something to complete your defensor set, I highly recommend First Aid. He really is a really good figure. So, this has been Nerd Transformed. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.